Hey traders, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. I'm back from my long vacation and ready to give you guys my market outlook for the week of November 17th. But before I get into it, big announcement. There may or may not be any market outlooks from me for the next few weeks. I'll try to record and upload if I can, but I'll be doing something big that will take up nearly all of my time. It's not trading related, but I'll have a separate video giving you the details of what I'm doing, and I'll be showing my face for the very first time on this channel. So if you're interested in traveling, or if you just want to see what I look like, make sure you crush that subscribe button so you don't miss that video later this week. But for now, let's get into the charts. Starting off with MES, I'm going straight into the daily chart. Price has been bullish and we can continue to be bullish as we've traded down to half of this daily BISI, and you can see a little wick right at the halfway mark. So this could propel price up for another rally. But on the other hand, I have my eyes on these equal lows. There's a lot of liquidity sitting below here. So this curve right here could be a sweep above the highs over here, where smart money is shorting and looking to offload below these lows. So because I can see price going either way, I'm keeping a neutral bias on S&P, and I'm not looking to make any trades just yet. I do have this daily SIBI up here noted because price can bounce up to this level. If you look left, it lines up with a recent BISI, creating a balanced price range. So I'm making note of this. If S&P is going to continue being bullish, I would like to see price trade above the SIBI and then use it as support for a rally above the all-time highs. But if S&P is going to be bearish, I don't want to see price trade above this SIBI. I guess it could wick above it as long as we don't close above it, but ideally this SIBI will be left unfilled if we're going to run for the lows. But I'm not looking to trade S&P until I see something more obvious. Moving on to Nasdaq on the weekly chart. Now I'm in like a toxic long distance relationship with these lows. I've been looking at them for months, but I guess there's a lot to get through before getting to these lows. Even this swing low here is an easier target, but we have this big down candle followed by a big up candle. So there's still a lot to get through before reaching even here. So I'm just going to focus on the short term up here, but these could be long-term targets. Now there's two things I want to note on the weekly chart. First, we swept the liquidity above the all-time high. Second, afterwards we got a significant drop back to this weekly SIBI. Now if you've been following me, you've noticed that orange is my color for an inverted SIBI. I want to pay attention here to see whether or not this will be used as an inversion or if we'll trade through it. Going down to a daily chart, now there's a lot going on, it's a little bit messy, but I want you to focus on this daily SIBI here. I have it in red just to distinguish it from the weekly SIBI. Now let's go ahead and zoom in. Now for Nasdaq, I'm feeling more on the bearish side because of the recent drop trading through this fair value gap, and we've covered most of this fair value gap. But what really stands out to me is that we've traded below this breaker right here. We have a low, high, lower low, and then displacement. So I'm using this highest up candle as a bullish breaker. And for this to be good, we should not trade below it, which it did with a small bounce at the low of that daily SIBI. And then we closed below half of this breaker. So I'm bearish, but we could get a bounce off of these SIBIs and we could trade back up to this recent SIBI. But if we're going to be bearish, this is my last line of defense. I don't want to see this get filled. And then below we have a daily BISI that lines up well with the mean threshold of this order block. So we could get a bounce here. If I was short, which right now I'm not, but if I was short, I would look to take a partial here and my TP would be below these lows. Now we could even drop down below these lows, but I don't want to be too greedy because we could just be reclaiming this old daily fair value gap and creating equal lows. Now I'm not going to analyze the 4-hour chart, but I'll put it up in the background, and I encourage you to go into the lower time frames for yourself to see what you can get out of it. But I hope you've gotten some insight from this video and I've earned your like. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any videos later this week, and always pay attention to the economic calendar. But until next time, safe trading.